Hello, everybody, and welcome to our intro to our new Dynamo pack, Sparrow. So I'm Sean Fruin, and with me is Mej, and I'll let you introduce yourself, Mej.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. My name is Majd. You might know me as founder of Bird Tools. I'm a big friend of Sean, and we collaborated together to create Sparrow, which is a new downloadable pack we'll be talking about today.
So first, we're going to give a shout out to all the contributors on the forum and all the different packages. These packages, I have not had my own package. I don't think either is Mej, and so I've used these packages for like the last 3 years. And so a lot of inspirational ideas, some source code came from these, and even really exciting is the forum. A lot of ideas came from there, so a whole bunch of people have contributed to this. I want to give a shout out to these guys in particular. These are people that spent their free time at some point helping me with certain problems I had and developing nodes that are in the package with me one on one. So thank you, everybody. And the coolest thing about all the contributors to me is that it's people from all over the world. So I'm here in Dallas, Mej is in the Middle East, and we got almost every continent in the world having some influence on this package. And it's a fractal thing where it just branches out to everybody. So our goals for building the package, so we kind of have two selfish goals. The first one is organization. So after this year's AU, the class went off without a hitch, but in the background there was some issues with just organizing all these Dynamo ideas together. So the class was pretty complicated and took a whole bunch of ideas from previous classes I've done and tried to bring them together. And it just proved to be so much to organize that I wasn't really able to articulate what I wanted to like I wanted to. So that led me to realizing I really need to organize all of my code together to be able to do what what I've been wanting to do. So
Yeah, so 2 points I want to talk about are first of all, one of the goals behind the package is for everyone to participate in the testing we're making, to have a bigger picture add-in that can englobe everyone's workflow. So as you know, you can publish your own add-in and have it in the market, but there's always going to be feedback that we needed this feature or not this one, or so everyone has his own customized workflow. So what we're trying to do is have the inner Revit API functionalities published to everyone using Dynamo so that they can create their own customized workflow and maybe get some feedback to help us go in the generalized add-in way, which is the way to go, as add-ins are usually more efficient and more user friendly to the to the end user that doesn't really get Dynamo or use Dynamo, which is also something that many companies are doing when they come to me for custom solutions. Another thing is the R&D part. We're always testing new functionalities that come in with Dynamo every year. So every year you have new functionalities that we're testing and converting into nodes. We're also testing the connection between the Revit API and the Dynamo API. We also want to expose as much as possible the hidden constructors that help create specific elements or specific, for example, Revit system analysis items such as zones. All of that stuff that isn't really accessible through Dynamo, we try to expose it from within the Revit API to Dynamo through our custom nodes and try to make a difference for everyone. So these are my two goals. So yeah.
and I think our last goal is we both are really passionate about computational design and MEP, automation, algorithms, generative design. So we want to really bring the ease of entry down for everybody and get the community involved and get a little bit more hype around computational design for MEP. So there's kind of three main functionalities that we've talked about when building the package. So the first one is this idea that there's all these computational algorithms out there, whether it's graph theory, whether it's bin packing, And so the whole, and all these ideas have come from trying to solve a particular engineering problem. So we wanted to supply a package that has all these fundamental concepts in them for the community to start experimenting around with.
So, as an MEP engineer, I always felt that there's a lack, whether with built-in Revit functionality or whether with Dynamo built-in nodes. So, we always feel that there is more focus on architecture or structure than on an MEP. So, one of the goals was to expose as much MEP, Revit MEP functionalities that are built in the API, that are featured in the API to the public through Dynamo nodes. So many of the functionalities, such as, for example, dealing with connectors, which users used to do through Iron Python instead of through built-in Dynamo nodes. Creating some of the Revit MEP API objects such as the system zones, the Revit system equipment objects. So we're exposing the constructors of these classes as Dynamo nodes. Another thing that is always we feel that is missing are linked element collectors, such as linked element collectors from visible views, linked element collectors from based on a certain specified category. So these linked element related connectors are collectors, sorry, are kind of missing from Dynamo. So we try to add such stuff because as MEP engineers, we always deal with links and linked element more than architects do. And another thing is getting link geometry or element geometry, which is crucial in Revit MEP automation. So we try to include these functionalities as much as possible in the pack and have them as nodes for everyone to try and be able to access.
Then the last kind of functionality is this idea of engineering calculator. So TestFit has been using Coinian that they have the building calculator for Excel. The idea here is that we can put some engineering formulas and functions in there. I'm actually going to be studying for the PE this year, so by adding some of that stuff in there, hopefully we can start to build these MEP configurators and start to actually use Revit as an engineering tool. So the whole idea too is we take all these concepts and we put them into these building blocks that therefore the community can start to take and piece together to build their particular workflows. Right? The whole idea here was to get and find the Goldilocks zone. So we didn't want to build nodes that were too tailored or workflows that were too tailored in the pack. So for example, anything with a Revit family R parameter that would rely on Revit family parameter will not be used. So it's kind of simple in that way. And there's not really anything in there that gives you like a precise output. On the other hand, the idea is to bundle up a whole bunch of code like this and give the building blocks to people just to grab. So this is all the source code that's nested inside of the surface circle packing and hexagonal patterns. Right, so then you have this Goldilocks zone where you have all these different queries and actions and creates building blocks that therefore can be linked together to start to build these really powerful tools. And done in a lot less time than having to rebuild this all the time. I don't know how many times I have gone to like elements, get by category, filter them down. So our trying to extract all the geometry spaces to find a problem. So we built nodes that will do that and take care of some of the problems that we've ran into in our development and consultancy. So then we have a whole bunch of workflows that are examples of what have been built from the nodes within the package. So the first one is this idea of graph theory and how that can be used to find space relationships. So we use this to actually do like a pressure relationship between spaces for pressurized spaces and find the flow of air back to the corridors. So right, extract geometry from the Revit model, build a network or a graph and execute some computation. Another one is geometry systems, so for diffuser layout. So this is what it looked like for an AU class in 2019. Now this could be simplified way down to these more simple building blocks of code. For example, packing spheres are circles on a surface. Now, the one that I'm most excited about that I have to give mad credit for is this ability to be able to extract ceiling grids. So again, tapping into the Revit API, doing some tricks, and making it really easy for you all to be able to extract ceiling grids and then do workflows like coordinating a ceiling. And then the last one, another one where we're really taking advantage of the Revit API and some new features of the Revit API, taking advantage of some of these utility algorithms like clustering and having building blocks that can help you start to automate the process of building an energy model. So all these do take some time. Like I said, these workflows aren't directly in there, but the building blocks to do these workflows are in there, so you can tailor workflows to your specific needs, but do it in a much shorter time. So that kind of brings us to our plan. So one of our plans was to record all the nodes in a really quick video where we'd give like 30 seconds a node and go on, but it kind of proved a lot to get everything tested. So we decided to stretch this out and build a YouTube channel. So weekly or bi-weekly, we are planning on releasing a video that will highlight the nodes by each section. So when a section's fully tested, we will shoot a video on it. So please subscribe. We only have 2 right now. We'd really like to get that custom URL, and look forward for more videos in the coming weeks. So that's all I have. Again, thanks Mej, thanks to the community. Please give us your feedback, and we will be launching. We are taking the weekend to polish some stuff up, but look for a big launch of the majority of the nodes this Monday. So come into work on Monday and fire up Dynamo and download the package and let us know what you think. Anything else, Mej?
No, thanks everyone for tuning in, and stay safe and stay tuned. You'll be hearing from us every week.
Yep. All right. Thanks, guys.